Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is Soul Strength, where women rise, heal, and remember who you truly are. Let's begin. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just turned her face to the wall and waited for it to be over. Because when it happens inside a marriage, no one calls it rape. They call it duty. They call it silence. They call it love. But let's speak the truth out loud. When your body is taken without your full, willing, present yes, even in marriage, it is still rape. For generations, women have been taught to surrender. Taught to obey. Taught to serve. A good wife never says no, that's what many of us were told. That sex is not about desire, but about duty. That once you marry, your body belongs to your husband. That your discomfort is irrelevant, and your silence is expected. But what if she says nothing out of fear? What if she cries quietly afterward? What if she feels pain, not love, shame, not connection? Is that truly intimacy? Is that truly sacred? This is the silence of marital rape. It doesn't always come with bruises. It often lives in homes that look peaceful. It leaves women feeling used, unsafe, and invisible in their own homes, in their own beds. But it's real. And it's time we call it by its name. What is marital rape? Marital rape happens when one partner, most often the husband, forces, pressures, or manipulates the other into sex without full, free, and willing consent. The truth we hide. It is not always violent. Sometimes it's quiet. But the absence of resistance does not mean the presence of consent. A marriage certificate does not cancel a woman's right to say not now. Not like this. Just because someone is your spouse doesn't mean you own their body. And yet, in many households, women are told they can't say no, that saying no is disrespectful, sinful, or selfish. But the truth is this: real love never demands your body at the cost of your soul. Marital rape is not a misunderstanding. It is a violation of dignity, trust, and emotional safety. To the woman watching this, who has ever felt trapped, scared, or silenced inside her own home, you are not crazy. You are not being cold. You are not rejecting love. You are rejecting pressure, fear, and pain. And you are allowed to. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to ask why no one talks about this. Your pain is real. And it is not your shame to carry. They will say, but he's your husband. As if that changes everything. As if a ring means permission. As if marriage is a license to ignore your pain. But listen to me carefully. Marriage is not ownership. It is not a lifetime of silence. It is not a place where consent disappears. Marriage is meant to be a bond of trust, of mutual safety, of emotional and physical care. If it becomes a place of fear, then something has gone terribly wrong. But what about men? And let me be clear, this is not about blaming all men. It is about waking them up. Because not all men are violent or cruel. But many have been raised in silence. They were never taught what consent looks like in marriage. They were told that a wife's no is disrespect. That intimacy is their right. That pressure is normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. And silence doesn't mean love. So let me speak to the men who truly want to do better. To the men who want a soulful, loving marriage. Dear men, you were not born to dominate. You were born to love, fully, respectfully, and consciously. If she says no, pause and ask why. If she's quiet, don't assume. If she pulls away, don't push. Real intimacy is never forced, it is invited. Consent is not rejection. It is a request for emotional safety. For deeper connection. For being seen, not just touched. If you want to build a loving, soulful marriage, begin with presence. Ask, don't assume. Even if she is your wife, her yes still matters. Her comfort matters. Her energy matters. Sex isn't owed, it's offered. And when it is freely given, it becomes powerful and healing. But when it is taken out of guilt or silence, it becomes wounding. Read the unspoken. If she's frozen, distant, or sad afterward, something inside her has shut down. Don't ignore that. Don't cover it with ego. Ask gently. Sit with her. Make space for her voice. And if you've crossed a line in the past, don't bury it. Don't defend it. Say, I didn't know, but I want to learn. I want to heal this. That is strength. That is manhood. And that is love. Build safety daily. Show appreciation. Be gentle with her mind before reaching for her body. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her desire rises not from fear, but from freedom. Final soul strength message. A real man doesn't say, "How do I get what I want?" He asks, "How do I make her feel so safe, so loved, so respected, that she wants to open to me, not because she has to, but because she deeply wants to?" That is the kind of intimacy that heals souls. Marriage is not a contract of control. It is a sacred space of shared freedom, mutual care, and emotional presence. And in that space, both partners must feel equally human, equally free. So let us stop glorifying silence. Let us stop dismissing pain as tradition. Let us teach our sons the language of respect. And let us remind every woman, you are not your husband's property. You are not a body to be accessed on demand. You are a soul, a voice, a presence, and even in marriage, your body is still your own. And real love? It never takes what isn't freely, joyfully, and safely given. If this message touched your heart or opened your eyes, share it. Let it reach the women who are afraid to speak, and the men who are ready to unlearn. Comment below, what does true consent mean to you, even in marriage? This is Soul Strength, and here, your truth matters,